Elders book, they got it in the pyramid. Unreflective ain't at the top. It's at the bottom of the pyramid. It's the largest place. It is overcrowded. Remember that. It is where the majority is. And by the time we get down here to the master thinker, that's at the top of the pyramid. And guess what? I don't care how many years you've been on the earth and how long you're going to live. It's still lonely at the top.
Okay.
The bottom is overcrowded. Again, the challenge thinker, when you decide to start challenging, you have made a conscious decision, hear me clearly, to move away from the majority. You have made a conscious decision to now be in the minority. What are you saying, Pastor? Most of the folk that you communicate with as you expand your mind are just not going to get it any longer.
Yes.
I hope y'all are getting that.
Yes.
I really hope you're getting that.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to bring that point home, because some of you, I pray that it don't become so hard. You're like, this is just too difficult. This is why the researchers say most people go back. Because even after they expand their mind, they're still going back to the same job, to the same house, being around the same folk. And most of them folk, not only are they unaware, unreflective thinkers are, but even when you let them know that they are one, they don't care. Been working for me? What's wrong with the way I think? And some of you are going to break out of that, and others you're like, it's just too much, because I'm around my family all the time. They all that way. It's just going to be too much. Mama ain't gonna want me for Thanksgiving no more. You know I can't miss up that turkey, so it ain't worth me. It ain't worth me expanding my mind. It ain't worth me getting to the place where God can speak and I can be at the level of exploits. It ain't worth it. So that challenge thinker is starting to question how he or she thinks. And for those who refuse to revert back to being that unreflective thinker, they will move on to stage 3. And this is the part that always tickles me. You at stage 3 before you're even called the beginning thinker. The beginning thinker. The beginning thinker is that person that is starting to regularly work on. Remember, challenge, you're questioning, but you ain't doing no work yet. 3, the beginning thinker, you're not just questioning, but you're starting to regularly do some work on the way you think. And as you're doing the work, guess what you do? You start to change some things. Let me just let you know this right now. There is no way that you can pray and ask God to help you move up that line of thinking and your life not change. That is totally impossible. The way you're going to get out of the situation and circumstances that you're in is for God, who is comparing spiritual with spiritual, is to speak the word in your spirit, and you're going to only understand what God is saying as you expand your mind. God, help me to stay out of that mode of thinking that you've got to come this way. Come on, you're only going to come that way. Or you're going to come if I do so and so. You're your biggest problem. You are your biggest problem.
Amen.
Come on here, somebody. You can't fix you. Only God. And not only can we not fix us, we're trying to fix other folk on top of fixing us. Unreflected thinking. So that beginning thinker is beginning to regularly work on what they need to do. They'll think a thought, and consciously they start thinking, well, wait a minute. They start to capture that thought and bring it into obedience of Jesus Christ. We have the mind of Christ, so what you all need to understand is that Jesus was a positive thinker indeed. I come that you might have what? Life. And have it how?
More abundantly.
That's a positive thought. What I've been standing on and kneeling and praying and hovering on all week long is Mark the 11th chapter, verse 22, 23, and 24, where he says, at the time when you pray, if you believe what you say, you shall have whatsoever you say.